Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Lionel. I'm your host for LTU Productions. You are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering web series Complicated. This is episode 6. This is the finale of the first season. And if you are kicking and screaming as I have been doing, you're on the right track because six. But the finale did not disappoint, and I'm in such anticipation for season 2 to kick off. But shout out to the cast and crew. You guys have done your thing, and I'm invested into each character for various reasons. So, we continue off where we left off, or continued on where we left off, and we're at Kennedy's home, and basically Xavier is still asking the question, who is this guy? Xavier finally goes and tries to, I guess, put on some clothes or something. So Kennedy kind of gets upset and says, "Don't show up at my house unexpectedly." And then he says how he explained why he even came by. "You left your license. I came by to be this, as I explained in the last episode." And he asked, "So what's up with dude? It's none of your business." Now, you can obviously see that Xavier is showing interest in you, and you're showing interest back because you have not told him to get away from him, even though you've heard from his ladies that he even had chlamydia at some point. You may not have to go into details, but how it looks is like you have somebody else. I know that there's nothing solid about it, but hey, it's something that you kind of want to let somebody know, like something going on. I do understand that there's really nothing going on, even though that there is interest, and she doesn't really want to discuss it. I'm not. It's like I could see both sides, but I don't feel like Kennedy was fair enough to Xavier to explain some things. So it looks like how everything looked, it was like just Xavier was jacked up with all of these extra women around. But now it looks like you're a little bit effed up there, Kennedy. So again, he says, I still came by with your license with hopes of just taking you to Erica's party. Are you coming? Where you want to come? Do you need a ride? And she says, "I'm taking an Uber." So Xavier's like, "You're playing me." "What? You're playing me?" It's like, I'm trying to understand what is going on, and you won't give me a definite answer on anything. And really, he just don't have no time for it. We find out the dude's name is Dante, but later on in this episode. And Xavier calls him a midget Michael B. Jordan. So as soon as Xavier leaves, here comes Dante. And he says, "Remember what we have agreed on to, that there will be no dates coming inside of the home." And of course, Kennedy's like, "Well, I can't wait to move out of this house." And Dante's like, "Well, what about your daddy? Because he's got all this money." And she said, "Thanks for to her stepmother and also choosing to be with him, Dante, she's been cut off financially. Really crazy. We get into more backstory a little bit later, but basically we know that they were together at some point. Then Xavier says, since you're in need of money, why don't you just go up with the story concerning your stepmother and Mo? He didn't say it like that. I'm just saying it like that. And basically, she's going off because why are you into my business? How do you have my personal logins to know what I have? It's like, we're a team. We could still be at this and we could actually be. And he says that he's not giving up on them as being a couple. And basically, a fat chance of that happening. All right, so we begin the surprise birthday party for Erica. Chase tries to surprise her. He didn't have a blindfold, but had her cover her eyes and sees how everything is. And they say, surprise, happy birthday, da 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 da. Then Chase asks the girls, Val and Mo, how did he do? And of course, everybody's like, great, da 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 da. And then, of course, Mo, who's critical of everything, says, it's nice for a wedding. Doesn't look like you really know anything about birthday parties. Chase. She was telling the truth. It did look like a wedding up in there, like a wedding reception, Let's see. So, is it now or later? Is it? Whatever. So they're partying, da-da-da-da, and Calvin walks in. And he interrupts. With the packet for Chase. And basically says that he owns the building of the restaurant he's in, and he's giving him 30 days. And he said since he's such a good friend, he's going to add on another 30 days, 60 days. But get out. Of course, everyone's upset about that. Da, 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 da. Then he sings happy birthday to Erica on his way out, just being a jackass. And exit. And he leaves as he goes. Or he leaves. So Chase's sister is there, and she says that she'll take care of everything on Monday, and also she says something to the effect of mom and dad will come around. I have a feeling it's concerning his marriage towards Erica. I have a feeling that they don't like black people. And Chase is kind of microaggressive also. So, I'm sure we'll get into that season 2 as to what's really going on with Zach's parents and family. I'll say that much. But then before their little scene ends, he says, we need to talk. So there's something important outside of all of this that he needs to talk about. And we're going to know what that talk is going to detail later on in this episode. It's something that I figured, but I let it go since there was nothing else talked about it. I wish I hadn't let it go, but it's like I knew it, but I didn't know it. But we'll get to Chase at the end of this episode. Okay. So he finds Xavier and asks him to come back to the restaurant. Xavier ends up accepting and then asks him to teach him how to Dougie. Like, okay. Xavier sees Tuesday he was going to holler at this girl, but he didn't know that this girl was Tuesday, and then he found her. They end up hashing things out, and they start dancing and all that good stuff. Xavier did accuse her of party crashing. Just ghetto. Let's see. Later on, Xavier's getting a drink or something. Kennedy comes by, and she finally confesses who that guy was, or who Dante is. He's an ex. They dated in college. They got an apartment together, and they were supposed to be a power couple within blogging. Then one day she got, how do you want to say it, proactive, and started cleaning out a closet, and she found an ultrasound picture. So then she found out that he was a cheater, and that's when they broke up. So Xavier's like, well, why'd you come and tell me all of this? Because I really wanted you to stop pouting, says Kennedy. And then he kind of just plays it off and says, can a sister get a ride home? So they clear the air. Everything's okay. And then Tuesday interrupts and tries to get him, Xavier, to go to an after party. And he says no, he's good. That Tuesday is too funny to me. They go out on the dance floor and they're going to dance. So. Here comes the interesting part, or what starts the climb to the climax of this episode. Mo, they're all sitting at the dinner table. Mo wants to play a game. And she asks, what is the weirdest place that you have sex at? Have had sex? And Val said at the back of a church van. Jalen said that he got head at in Macy's around a clothing rack while they were still open on Black Friday. They play another game. It's called Who Knows Erica Best. Everybody said that they're going to win because they know who Erica is. We're going to see. What is Erica's favorite color? Is it yellow, blue, black, purple? Yeah, so nobody's guessing yet. And then Jalen gives his answer and he says it's wine. It's like, wine? Val's like, what the F is wine? You know? Like, what? Like, so that's basically the color that she has on right now. So everyone's looking kind of weird. Erica's getting a little uncomfortable. Chase is looking like, okay. So they go on to the next question. What is Erica's favorite movie? Somebody gonna say Booty Call. I said what? So after everyone's guessing, Jalen says it's Titanic. And he also she has had a crush on Leonardo DiCaprio. And at this point again, they're like, what? Erica is getting weirded out and she ends up excusing herself. But not before Valerie. We don't know what's going on with her, but she just left. Keep that in mind. So Mo at this time gets up and goes to the bathroom and is like, Erica, what's going on? You got to start saying something. What is up? And Erica tells her who Jalen is. And that's the love of her life that left her. And she was pregnant and had a miscarriage. And she's just going off saying, haven't you said anything to anybody about this? And she says, does Val know this? And then all of a sudden we hear she knows now. So somehow Valerie was already in the bathroom. And it's about to go down. So the tension is building. The climax is coming. It ain't there yet, but we getting there. We getting there. Ooh, the drama. So she says, well, what is going on and why didn't you tell me that this stuff was happening and all this good stuff? And she said that, well, this is something that I really wouldn't expect from you. I would expect it from Mo. And Mo said, excuse me? They get into it. Mo, you know how you are. You're the one that's criticizing her husband for everything that he does and da-da-da-da-da. Just not a good person. And then they was getting ready to fight up in there. And Val said, bring it. So at this point, Val runs out of the bathroom. And she causes a scene out there. She gets a wine glass or whatever's in the glass and just baptizes Jalen with it. Or not really baptized because it didn't go over his head, but at least he felt the effects of liquid being thrown on him. She ends up telling him concerning... And she said, what did she do? She tells Chase everything. That Erica and Jalen have been messing around. And also that she has a baby. So at this point, Chase just kicks everyone out. Jalen was supposed to go too. Jalen doesn't know about the baby and he looks shocked and surprised also. So after everyone leaves, Jalen's like, where's the baby? And Chase is like, get out of here. And they end up fighting for a little bit. I think right now. Yeah, they end up fighting. And then Jalen finally leaves. Chase is still questioning Erica. And she didn't know what to do. It just all happened at once. And I was trying to figure everything out. Woo. So she said, well, you had this baby? You had a baby? And she said, no, she miscarried about 3 weeks later. So are you just having a baby to replace the baby that you lost? No. And then Chase asks the question of, do you still love him? Silence. And silence is very loud. So he says he's going home. And he's going home to pack her stuff. Because she won't be living there anymore. Whew. So, after everything happens, Erica runs into the bathroom, upset, kicking things over and all that good stuff. Mo goes outside, and she's getting this call from Melody. That's going to come into play on what I think has happened. Xavier does escort Kennedy home, drops her off, and they get to kissing. Oh, so she goes upstairs to her apartment, and she's walking upstairs to her room. And Dante asks, how was her evening? And she just smiles and then gives him attitude and goes on up her merry way. So Dante is on a laptop. And it looks like he's about to do some very shifty stuff. And he's sending the video of Mo and Melody to the National Enquirer. Oh, so he's going to be a thorn in our sides for season 2. Okay. And what he did is sent it by Kennedy's email, not by his own email. Crazy. So at this point, Erica's at the hotel. And we see that Chase is going into a hotel. We see Chase go up to a door. We hear or see that Erica it goes up to a door and knocks. Chase goes up to a door and knocks. Erica hears it. Hears a knock. She goes towards the door. Opens the door and it's Jalen. Chase is at another hotel room. And there's this woman that comes out and she's holding a baby. It's the same woman that we saw in episode 2 that needed to use the bathroom. And she ended up having her baby. And as I said before, I knew something, but I didn't know at the same time. Because when she came into the restaurant in episode 2, she was looking at Chase a certain way. I'm like, is she about to announce that that's his child or something? But then nothing happened after that, so I dropped it at that point. I said, Chase done had a baby, and that also explains where Chase was the night that he left Erica. He was at that hotel room, and he done had a whole baby on Erica. And somehow he thinks that he's in the right to throw someone out when the most she didn't tell him is that she was in another relationship and had a baby or got pregnant and miscarried. Pretty messed up. Whew. But the shocker of it all, Calvin's leaving his office. He's getting into his car. Somebody steps out of their car a couple of spaces away. They get out and they shoot him. So basically, we're going to have a Who Shot Calvin for next season. And I have my suspicions as to who is the killer, or not the killer, the shooter. It is, in my opinion, I know nothing, either Morgan, the fiance, or Melody. Each one has motive, or what I think they have motive for. Melody is crazy. We found that out when Mo was trying to break up with her in episode 3, I think it was. She has motive because maybe she found out concerning, it could be a crazy lover getting rid of the obstacle. Maybe she done found out what Calvin is holding over his head, or his husband, her husband's head, because whomever it was, that was a woman figure that I was looking at. And that's why I said, okay. And in some type of way, Melody at least wants to be with Mel. So get rid of Calvin. And also do it for your husband. Because maybe he forced her to do it too. Who knows? Morgan. I think there are some layers to that woman. What first made me think of her, and there was something off, is when she visited Mo without Calvin. And that seemed very suspicious to me. Because before, it's always Calvin at least leading the antagonizing. And for him to just send her there on her own doesn't seem right. So I think that there is a hidden scheme with Morgan to kind of take whatever power away from Calvin. And she's sneaking to get it. She's manipulating and plotting to take over whatever Calvin's doing. And I think we're going to get into that in season 2. I don't trust Morgan. I don't trust it. So that's it for season 1, episode 6. I don't know if I listed the episode title, which was Consequences and Repercussions. And definitely there's been some consequences and some repercussions. But that's all I do have. Check out the whole 6 episodes on Tubi. There's some on YouTube if you don't have the app as of yet, but Tubi is free. Get it. Test out episodes 1 and 3 on YouTube, and then go on over to Tubi so you can find out what else happened. Don't just trust my review. I appreciate everyone watching this video, but please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And to the next one, and on to season 2. I don't know when it's going to debut, but I will be watching and reviewing. And thank you again to the cast and crew. And until the next video, peace.